The American Revolution will come forward and post the colors. If we'd all stand.
Harry, colors. To the front. Line.
If our Boy Scout will come forward and lead us in the pledge. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if our Boy Scout will come forward, we'll get an introduction and he'll tell us why he's here, which I do to all Boy Scouts. We'd all have a seat. What brings you here tonight, young man?
I'm here for my Citizenship in the Community Merit Badge.
And your name is?
Jack Cassidy.
Jack, and what troop are you with?
Troop 431.
Well, welcome to the Roswell City Council meeting.
Thank you.
And I understand you're working on your Eagle badge, and I encourage you to achieve that. With my parents' help, I became an Eagle, which is one of the things I am most proud of. And Councilman Orleans is also a Boy Scout, and he appreciates your having here. I hope you enjoy the meeting.
Thank you.
This will be the Monday, November 28th, 2011 meeting of the Mayor and Council. I'd like to welcome everyone here. First, I'd like to invite the Sons of the American Revolution to come forward. I think they've got a presentation.
Spencer, would you escort EMS Cheryl Dawson to the front? Mayor Wood, would you like to come down and join us?
If you will invite the rest of the council to come forward.
I will gladly invite the rest of the council. Let it be known that the City of Roswell and the Piedmont Chapter Sons of the American Revolution, on this 28th day of November 2011, do recognize and commend the services of Cheryl Dawson, a part-time firefighter paramedic with the City of Roswell for 6 years, a full-time firefighter paramedic with Cherokee County, and a paramedic who has been instrumental in the saving of lives, individuals rendering emergency aid to persons involved in cardiac attacks, traffic accidents, and related medical emergencies, and in providing emergency medical skills to the people of Roswell. And therefore, for the services rendered to the City of Roswell, it is worthy of recognition through the award of the Sons of the American Revolution Emergency Medical Service Award.
Congratulations.
Spencer. Yes. I understand that firefighter Pavel Trosh could not be here this evening, and you're accepting the award on his behalf. Yes. Let it be known that the City of Roswell and the Piedmont chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution on this 28th day of November 2011 do recognize and commend the services of Pavel Trosh, a part-time firefighter with the City of Roswell, a full-time firefighter with the City of Smyrna, a state-certified firefighter and paramedic, a trainer of Roswell firefighters and paramedics, and a firefighter who has been instrumental in the saving of lives and property in Roswell and who ensures the Roswell Fire Department is aware of the latest techniques of firefighting and EMS. And therefore, for the services rendered to the City of Roswell, it is worthy of recognition through the award of the Sons of the American Revolution Fire Safety Commendation Award.
Congratulations for us.
Thank you. Chief Orr, would you please escort Master Police Officer Mark McDonald to the front? Let it be known that the City of Roswell and the Piedmont chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution on this 28th day of November 2011 do recognize and commend the services of Master Police Officer Mark McDonald, an officer with the City of Roswell for 7 years. An officer for his bravery and selfless actions earned Roswell's Life Saving Award, a highly regarded member of the Roswell SWAT team, an officer who comes prepared to work with a good attitude, and an officer who is instrumental in rendering the streets of Roswell safer through diligent investigative work and legally sound arrest, and is an excellent representative of the Public Safety Department of Roswell. And therefore, for the services rendered to the City of Roswell, it is worthy of recognition through the award of the Sons of the American Revolution Law Enforcement Commendation Medal. Congratulations.
Great to have the Sons of American Revolution here today.
Affirmation to be there always.
Next, I'd like to call upon Becky Wynn to have a recognition for her department.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a presentation. Gosh, we got 3 of them. It looks, or 2 of them. The first one is presentation of 3 Georgia Association of Water Professionals awards to the city. Mr. Mooring, this is really great. First one is Water Distribution Systems of the Year, small system category. Number 2 is first place, Large Surface Water System, 2011 Consumer Confidence Report, and 3 Best Innovative Initiative. Mr. Moore, I think you want to do that, or do you want to do all of them together?
Well, we have tonight. We're Honored to have Brian Wagner, who's the Deputy Director of the Georgia Association of Water Professionals, who will be making the presentation. Brian, would you join me, please? Meanwhile, I will share with council members a listing of the awards and the award-winning Consumer Confidence Report.
Thank you, Stu. And I'll jump ahead. I'll do the Consumer Conference Report first as he's handing those out. I'm Brian Wagner with the Georgia Association of Water Professionals. We're a not-for-profit professional association with 5,000 members every corner of the state of Georgia. If there's a professional in the water industry, they are a member of ours. We serve our members serve over 90% of the population that are served by a public water system in Georgia. And we do conduct several award programs. The first one that you're just being handed out is the Consumer Conference Report. Still is the number one most critical communication piece to every person that is served by a public water system in the entire state of Georgia. 1,600 water providers produce one of those reports every single year. And we still feel like it is a very important communication piece to your public and your consumers. So it's important that it's done right, it's attractive, it's correct. All of those things are combined when we look at the best of the best with the Consumer Confidence Reports, because every water consumer sees that, and it's an instant reflection on your water provider. City of Roswell did very well, exceptionally well, and won the category first place, the Consumer Conference Report, in the large surface water system category. So that's all of the top about 25 water providers in the state of Georgia. That's Gwinnett, Atlanta, Savannah, Macon, Columbus, the biggest of the big. So you were up there competing with top-notch water providers and did an exceptional job. I can tell you I'm actually one of those judges. I usually try to stay away from that process. I was one of the judges, and I can tell you from the consumer panel, when you lay that report out with the other top 6, let's just say, 9 out of 10 of them reached for that one and said, I'd read that. I would actually pick that up. So an exceptional job. And I have am I going to do all 3 of the plaques? You want to go ahead and do that one first?
Yeah, let's do that first.
Okay.
And Alice, Mike, Chris, Ben, would you come up? The Water Division compiled this information, but Ben Fry from not Consumer Relations, public relations, whatever it is, community relations.
So congratulations again. Who gets this first? Next up, I'll jump to the distribution system of the year. In the small category, City of Roswell won first place as well. Now, distribution systems have become very important here in the next 24 months. Every water provider is going to have to do a detailed evaluation of non-revenue water in their distribution system per the Governor's Water Stewardship Act. So to win this award tells me right off the bat, you're ready for that, you're way ahead of the curve, and have a handle on non-revenue water already. Distribution system maintenance and performance is very important. Infrastructure underneath the ground is very challenging to keep up with. It's hard to find leaks and maintain a system that is totally out of sight most of the time. Not like overhead transmission lines and things you can see easily. So it's very challenging. The governor has actually put a mandate on all water providers to get a hold of non-revenue water. And the fact that you won this tells me that you're already there. So congratulations on the best water distribution system in the state of Georgia for less than 10,000 customers. And last but not least, public education. Along with the Consumer Conference Report, a lot of water providers have public education programs, activities, open houses, and so forth. We have a very active public education committee that is made up of probably 35 of your top water providers in the state. We gave away several awards at our recent fall conference, and City of Roswell won a Certificate of Distinguished Excellence in the category of Innovative Public Education Initiative, and specifically, that was for one event, specifically, the Big Creek Wetland Workday. The judges, and I'll tell you, I was not one of those judges, but they were all University of Georgia professors this year. Actually, we took that to the business school and the business college, communications college as well, and they were very impressed with the Big Creek Wetland Workday and would not let that program be completed without giving the City of Roswell the recognition they deserve for that Big Creek Wetland Workday, the best innovative education initiative for 2011.
And let me say that we share that with the Recreation Department. Vicki Colbreth is our Environmental Education Coordinator, working very closely with Joe's staff who actually operate the Wetlands Park, and we have great cooperation, and they did a wonderful job.
Water Department, I think, well, we know that you furnish the highest quality water available in the state of Georgia, with the best service of any department in the state of Georgia, and at a competitive price. And this is with a very small system, with limited resources. But the one thing we are not short of is great people. And we appreciate that, and you have shown what a small group of people with a lot of talent can do. So let's have one more hand for our water department. Yes.
But wait, there's more. We were also awarded the Water Fluoridation Quality Award by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That is for maintaining excellence in treatment processes, and here to receive that is our Water Operations Manager, Mike Leonard.
Congratulations. And my counsel is signaling me. Yes, Councilmember Price.
I just want to say that the water tastes so good, too.
That's good to hear. Drink more water.
Well, again, I want to congratulate this department. We have a great department, and we look forward to great things in the future. Stu, you want to give a quick update for the public on what we're working on for future projects?
Yes, sir. We have plans to expand our surface water treatment facility. We have a draft permit, which is nearly final, to expand our withdrawal from 1.2 million gallons a day to 2.8. I don't know, Brian, if that kicks us into another category, but we can compete with the best. That is, we have initiated engineering and environmental studies towards that project. We are currently about to begin construction of a water well. We've done considerable geologic and drilling testing and determined that we have a well off Willio Road that will produce about 350,000 gallons a day, which is a significant supplement to our current production and will greatly improve the economics of our operation. We have continuing plans we have recently installed our automated metering system, and we can monitor operations of an individual meter down to about a 5-minute level to determine if there is flow, if there's leakage or anything like that. It's not available yet with current technology, but in the next couple of years we would be able to offer to our customers online access. They can check and see what their water consumption has been so they can regulate it accordingly. These are innovations that have been financed through the Georgia Environmental Facilities Authority, and we appreciate their support, and GAWP and EPD.
Well, we appreciate having the best water department in the state, and we look forward to even greater things in the future. Councilmember Wynn.
Yes, sir. Since this is my, I think, I have like 6 weeks left to be your liaison. I just want to say that the last 2 years has been very informative. I did not know that much about Public Works, but I think I can stand toe-to-toe with some people. But I want to thank you all so much for helping me understand the process and what we were doing, and it's been fun. Y'all made being liaison to Public Works so easy, and whoever takes my place, I say you got a great group of people to work with, and I just really enjoyed my last 2 years.
Thank you so much.
Well, you guys do a great job, and I just want to congratulate you again. But I think the next step, as Councilman Price was saying, the water tastes so good, we should probably build a bottling plant down there and start putting our label on it and selling it as additional revenue for the city. Let's have one more hand.
That'll be the next step.
This time we'll call upon Councilmember Rich DiPolito for recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This item is recognition of the City of Roswell winning the Georgia Department of Transportation Best Innovative Solutions Award for the roundabout. Mr. Eisenbrad.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, it's always unfortunate to follow Stu Mooring because I feel like I'm always chasing him in the awards category. Congratulations, Stu. Great job. Not to be outdone, however. We have something for you tonight as well.
That the council's seen it. Well, that's a cool picture. It is a cool picture. Turn it sideways so most folks can see it. There you go.
Get me on. The story. Can you help me here? Let's see here. There we go. There we go. The story of Roswell's first roundabout is a good one, and it keeps getting better. Every year, the Georgia Engineering Alliance hosts the Georgia Transportation Summit. At this summit, they hold an awards luncheon, and we recognize the best engineering projects in the state. And I'm joined tonight by Gresham Smith, Kent Black, and Brian O'Connor, and Deputy Director David Lowe. Come on up here, David. Awards go across the state. They're submitted for the very best projects in a variety of categories. This year, our partners, Gresham Smith and Partners, submitted our roundabout for one of these prestigious awards, and we won what I think is really the highlight, which is the Best Innovative Solutions Award. Now, what makes this, there are two aspects of this that makes this particularly meaningful and rewarding. One is that this is the second year in a row that we've won an award. I went up there last year with Kent to receive an award for our Grimes Bridge project. So that was nice to be recognized twice in a row.
It's a hard act to follow, though.
It is a hard act to follow. But what also makes this essentially especially rewarding is the fact that Georgia engineers did not select this award. We have a reciprocal agreement with the state of Alabama, and their Alabama Engineers Alliance evaluates the Georgia awards, and we evaluate theirs. So you have a group of professional engineers in another state that have no bias at all, who look at the award criteria and selected by people who have no stake, no vested interest in this. So I think that's especially rewarding. So it was an honor to accept this award on your behalf. Roswell's reputation as a leader in innovative transportation improvements continues to grow, and I think the fact that Gresham Smith hired a professional photographer to take a picture of that transportation facility, which actually it doesn't even look real in many aspects. I mean, it almost looks too perfect. The colors and the alignments. To know that is your hometown, and that you've got kind of a quality facility like that actually reduces traffic accidents, improves mobility, acts as a focal point and a real amenity to the community, and the fact that we've got the caliber of engineers like Gresham Smith and Partners, this city of Roswell just continues to be a great place to live, work, and play, Mayor.
I want to congratulate the Transportation Department for this achievement. I want to thank Gresham Smith for the part that you played in designing this, and I hope to have more projects with you in the future. And I want to finally thank the council for the courage to come forward with an innovative project, which was not immediately accepted by all the citizens of Roswell, but has been since universally accepted.
Yes, sir.
As a great project, and challenge our transportation department to keep the awards coming and the great projects coming, and I know that you're up to it.
Yes, sir.
So let's have a hand for this transportation department. Everybody made this happen. Thank you, gentlemen. And Councilmember Wynn wants to. Can we keep that copy? She's already sort of
Dibs.
claimed that she's got dibs on that. She wants. I don't know where she wants to put
Well,
it.
I think we need to hang that seriously. I think we need to find some place in City Hall.
We will frame that and find.
I don't think you even have to frame it. I think it looks just like. But I think we're confiscating your picture. I think it's great. Yeah. Thank you.
And the last thing I would like to do before we move on with the business is to remember Ralph DeLong. Ralph served on the City Council for 14 years. Having served as mayor for 14 years, I recognize how long that is. And I also recognize the contribution that Frank made to this city and want to thank him for that. Roswell's been a city for 150 years, and sometimes we just focus on the present and forget to recognize all the people that laid the foundation for the success we're having today, and the awards this city is winning. And Frank was part of that. Our flag flew at half-mast today in honor of Frank, and so I want to thank Frank and all the council members and mayors that have preceded us, if it weren't for their efforts, we wouldn't have this city and we wouldn't be having the successes today. So just wanted to remember Frank DeLong, Ralph DeLong, now, who actually served from 1964 to 1978. 1978 was the year I first ran for council. I did, but I was recognized that Ralph made a great deal of contributions to this city, which is important in what we have here today. So thank you, Frank. And with that, Ralph.
You got Frank on the brain.
I have Frank on the brain. I apologize, Ralph DeLong. I think I was thinking of Frank Wilbanks, who was also a council member who we recently lost, who was served with Ralph DeLong, and between the two they accomplished a great deal. And the council can look to them for inspiration. And with that, let's move back to the business of this meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Councilmember Orleans has a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Wynn. Does anyone in the audience have any questions or comments regarding the consent agenda? All in favor of the motion, raise their hands. Passes unanimously. At this time, I'll call upon Administration and Finance Liaison Councilmember Jerry Orleans.
First item on the agenda tonight is approval of budget amendment number 1585-11-15-11 to increase the fiscal year 2012 revenue budget by $10,872.76 and increase the FY 2012 expenditure budget by $1,363,181.76.
Councilman Orleans, I'd like you to consider an amendment to add street maintenance resurfacing to that of $1 million. Every year we're trying to catch up with street maintenance, and oftentimes we have to pull that out of reserves from the previous year capital, and I'm asking that we consider going ahead and committing another $1 million from operating money savings this year to this mid-year budget amendment. Councilman Orleans, can you support that?
Yeah, as we talked, I was going to amend the motion to increase the expenditures by $1 million, which would reduce the unaudited available fund balance on the bottom of our chart that Keith is going to be putting up. It'll reduce that to $3,126,641.76, and that $1 million would be moved from operations budget from this previous year to this year's budget for road resurfacing and reconstruction. So it would be going from operations to operations.
So that would bring the expenditure budget to $2,363,181.
Yes.
Is that your motion?
That will be my motion, yes.
Do we have a second? Second by Councilmember Wynn. At this time, does anyone in the audience have any questions or comments? Any further discussion by council? All in favor of the motion, raise their hands. Passes unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies.
I'm sorry, Keith, did you have enough time to say anything you wanted? I mean, I
I
brought you
did.
here, kept you tonight.
Any way that I can contribute.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Next item on the agenda is approval of an amendment to Chapter 3 of the Roswell Code of Ordinances to allow ancillary wine and beer tasting and to permit a patron to bring an unopened bottle of wine to a business license for consumption on the premise under certain circumstances, and this will be the first reading as an amendment to our alcohol beverage ordinance.
Thank you. This is an ordinance of the City of Roswell, Georgia, to amend Chapter 3 of the Roswell Code of Ordinances to allow for an ancillary wine, beer, and malt beverage tasting license and to allow a patron to bring wine to a business license for consumption on the premises under certain circumstances. Now therefore be it ordained and is hereby ordained that Chapter 3 alcoholic beverages of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Roswell is amended as follows. Article 3.5, Business Regulations of this Roswell Code of Ordinances is hereby amended by adding Section 3.5.10, Ancillary Wine, Beer, and Malt Beverage Tasting License, to read as follows, text of which is incorporated herein by reference. Excuse me. Article 3.5, Business Regulations, Section 3.5.9, On-Premise Consumption Unlawful, is amended by adding thereto the language, except as provided in Section 3.5.10 of this chapter, and Article 3.7, Requirements for Consumption on Premises Licenses of the Roswell Code of Ordinances, is amended by deleting Section 3.7.16 in its entirety and substituting therefore a new Section 3.7.16 to read as follows, text of which is incorporated herein by reference. And if approved, this will be the first reading of the ordinance.
Mr. Davidson, would you clarify where that you would be able to have a beer or wine tasting on what sort of business could have that?
It would be a holder of a packaged beer and wine license.
Could if you hold a pouring license, would you already have that privilege?
Yes.
So this would extend not just to the pouring license, but to the package in the stores, that also for beer and wine tasting?
Right, for certain circumstances, for like samples, for classes, and actual wine tasting events.
So they wouldn't be able to serve beer or wine on a regular basis. It'd have to be a wine tasting event which was connected to
Correct.
educating our palate.
Correct.
Well, it's good to know. And on the now on the unopened bottle of wine, that would be at the discretion of the business as to whether to allow that. We're simply giving them that discretion, correct?
That's correct, for one unopened bottle of wine.
Oh, so it says one. You couldn't bring two.
Well, per patron. So if you had two people, you could each bring one.
Okay. Let's hope they don't need more than two, one per patron. Does the council have any questions? Councilmember DiPolito.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This talks about having the alcohol in the licensed premises. Does that include outdoor facilities?
Yes, that's part of the facility, the premises.
So when someone comes in for a license, they would have to designate the area that they're serving?
Yes.
Councilmember Diamond.
On item J, I was thinking we had talked about eliminating the fee Or maybe it was the corkage fee.
It was the corkage
Okay.
fee.
So we already eliminate that?
And we just put that they can charge one if they want, but we're not requiring one.
Okay, thanks.
Councilmember, go ahead, Councilman Ordonez.
On the corkage fee, the city's not going to require a corkage fee, but the business can charge one if they so desire.
Councilmember Price.
When a bottle is resealed, and we don't have Section 3.7.15 in front of us, but does that require any extra action on the part of the proprietor to be able to do that?
When you say resealed, is this if you bring in your own bottle of wine?
Yeah, in order for them to take it home with them, if they don't finish it, it has to be resealed for carrying out.
Right, that's what the state law requires, and our ordinances mimic the state law. Currently, you could buy a bottle of wine and take it home with you, as long as it was resealed.
Correct, but
What does that mean?
but it's,
Screwing the top back on?
They have to basically put the top back on it, and they have to.
For me, it's screwing the
but
top.
can everybody automatically do it? I mean, doesn't it require some extra, whatever, permit or something, or training?
No.
Requires nothing, just to seal it.
I know how to turn the screw back on.
No,
I can even do that. I know how to get the cap back.
there's a label or something that you just have to stick on.
The
isn't it?
restaurants have those.
They have those already?
Yes.
Or
This is already allowed.
Oh, that's already allowed.
Yes.
Jerry, you need to take a piece of Scotch tape and wrap around your cap.
I can do that. Any other questions? Councilmember DiPolito.
So what?
I just wanted some clarification on my prior question. It says, item I says, such sampling and tasting is permitted within the enclosed portion of the premises only. So we include the exterior as part of the overall square footage, but no one is allowed to serve outdoors?
No, the enclosed portion would be anything inside the chain or the fence that we require for anything else.
So you could have a wine tasting outdoors?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The council have any other questions? Does anyone in the audience have any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, raise their hands. Oh, do we have a motion?
Whatever.
I apologize.
Even off the other end, when I was going to make a motion talking to the attorney on there.
I'm thinking about screwing on the cap.
Move for approval of amendment to Chapter 3 of the Roswell Code of Ordinance to allow these items as read, and this is the first reading.
Motion by Councilman Orleans to approve the first reading. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Diamond. All in favor of the motion, raise their hands. Passes unanimously.
That was a tough one. That's kind of bringing us up into modern age because we got places like Trader Joe's that would like to have wine demonstrations, so it'll give them that opportunity. And then restaurants have been, people have been saying they'd like to take their own, I guess $5,000 bottle of wine into a restaurant so that they could have it open and drink it instead of the cheap $200 bottles of wine that the restaurants have. Next item is approval of date change for the December 26, 2011 Mayor and City Council meeting and approval of the 2012 calendar of Mayor and City Council and committee meetings. I think everyone has a copy of the calendar, and Michael, you're going to put one on the screen, or?
Yeah, I can if you want to.
If you'll read off the dates which will not fall on the regular Mondays.
To let you know what the dates are, the December 26, 2011 date was the first one that was in the list. We're going to be recommending that we move that mayor and council meeting from Monday, December 26th to Monday, December 19th. The second date is in May of 2012. We can move the regularly scheduled mayor and council meeting from Monday, May 28th, which is Memorial Day, to Wednesday, May 30th, 2012, and that is also the same day as the Community Development and Transportation Committee meeting on the 30th. September 2012, move the regularly scheduled mayor and council meeting from Monday, the September 10th, to Wednesday, September the 12th. November 2012, move the regularly scheduled mayor and council meeting from Monday, November 12th, which is Veterans Day observed, to Wednesday, November 14th. December 2012, move the regularly scheduled mayor and council meeting from Monday, December 24th, to Monday, December 17th, and move the regularly scheduled Community Development Transportation Committee meeting from Wednesday, December 26th to Wednesday, December 19th. The last item is the fifth Monday. Move the fifth Monday for Mayor and City Council open forum meeting regularly scheduled for Monday, December 31st, which is New Year's Eve, to Wednesday, January 2nd, 2013. And that should take in the changes for the calendar.
Do we have a motion?
I move for approval of these calendar changes as read.
Motion for approval by Councilman Orleans. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Wynn. Does the council have any questions? Councilmember Price.
I can appreciate that on those Mondays that are holidays that most people don't expect us to have a meeting, but I know there's one date in here that is not a Monday holiday that we've moved, I guess primarily due to convenience for some council members. I just think that's a dangerous precedent to set, but I mean, I've got one that I'd like to move too that would make it more convenient for me, but I just don't think that that's a good precedent to be establishing.
Any other questions by council? Does anyone in the audience have any questions or comments? Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, raise their hands. That's Councilman Orleans, Eichelhart, Wynn, DiPolito, and Diamond. All opposed? Councilmember Price, are you voting? That's unanimous. In favor. This time, we'll call upon Public Safety Liaison, Councilmember Nancy Diamond.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the approval of a resolution to accept the Bureau of Justice Assistant State Criminal Alien Assistance Program FY 2011 grant in the amount of $68,514 and approval of Budget Amendment 3226 G1-11-28-11. Chief Orrick.
This is the what we known as a SCAP grant, and it goes to local governments from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to reimburse cities for the cost of housing illegal aliens. Basically, it's for persons who are, for one felony convictions or two misdemeanor convictions, were incarcerated in municipal jail for a minimum of 4 days, and the grant is the amount of $68,514, and it'll be used for enhancement of security operations that we'll come back for later.
Does the council have any questions? Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve the application for the grant by Nancy Diamond. Is there a second? Well, to accept it. It wasn't just application. Motion by Councilman Diamond, second by Councilman Eichelhart. Does anyone in the audience have any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, raise their hands. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
We have a recommendation by our city attorney for closure to discuss personnel. Is there a motion? And litigation. Is there a motion? Motion by Councilman DiPolito, second by Councilman Eichelhart. All in favor, raise their hands. Passes unanimously. We're adjourned. At this time, we have a meeting, a work session in room 220 to talk about